What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby, all about 40.
And my name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th.
Motherfuckers. And you know what this is? This is Over the Top with Chad and Tony. Bow, 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 bow. Ooh, ooh.
We're here for another episode.
Easy on the arms. We're back, man. What is this, episode 6?
6, man.
Holy shit, man.
Over a month of episodes.
Over a month of them, dude. And it's been a great start, man. We're finally starting to get a little groove going with the pod, man. We're consistently trying to improve it, and now the episode that we did that we just uploaded last week, which was episode 5, our favorite WrestleMania matches.
Yes.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed that one. Again, we're pre-recording these, but I loved that we got to do wrestling.
Oh, so much fun.
I'm excited about being able to do wrestling type pods, because that's going to be easy stuff to do.
Oh God, and there's so much that we can do with it.
No, for sure, and hopefully y'all enjoyed those too. But today we are going to be doing underrated movies.
Yes, underrated in our opinion of an underrated movie.
Yeah, movies that we feel like are slept on or are rated low, obviously underrated, rated lower than we feel they should be. We feel they should get a little bit more love. Should have done better, in theaters or whatever it may be. And this is going to be a fun one because I think we haven't looked at each other's list all the way. And I don't know if we've got a lot of the same stuff. I don't think that we probably will. We're going to do a couple of horror ones.
Yes. Yeah.
But we almost need to do that for its own episode later.
I think so, because I was looking through my list and everything, and my list this episode would probably be pushing like 2 hours long if we added a bunch of horror, because there's so many horror movies that we think that are underrated. Of course, you got your main ones, but there's so many underrated ones in our opinion.
Yeah, so I got a list of horror ones, but I'm going to narrow mine down to probably 2 or 3 to talk about. But we've both got 20 to 25 maybe that we can kind of go over, and you know how we do. We don't spend a lot of time on each one, so we'll make sure that
it's going to be a fun list. I'm excited to see what's on your list because and hopefully the audio on this one is better. Like I said, we're still improving it. I know the episode last week we used different mics that we now are using the same style mics that we use on I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast. Yeah. Y'all be sure to tap into that, Chat Arms TV. Bam.
And if y'all haven't subscribed to Chatty Bobby 1130, if you haven't followed Tony on Instagram, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, follow the pod.
I got one thing to say too.
What else you got?
Somebody has a new single out now. I know this is a couple weeks after the new single is out, but some guy on this episode has a brand new single out, and it's called Double Back.
Double Back, man.
Tell us about it.
It's available now. It's on all streaming platforms. It's just another single that I threw out there to give some people some new music while I'm working on the collab projects and the solo projects.
It's a banger.
Hopefully y'all enjoy it. And the Chat Arms TV link will be in the description. So if y'all like the music and that style of stuff, you can go check out that channel. Where we do
everybody that's over here knows you do music.
No, for sure.
And so,
but this is exciting, man.
Yes.
I'm glad that we're able to get into this. And but before we do that, I got one more thing I want to do.
Do it.
My boy, look here.
My
boy went. Tell him where you went, Tony.
I went. We could get into it. Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival was here in Nashville over Easter weekend. Yeah. I went on the Friday of it. I got off of work, swing by there. It was a good decision because I heard the Saturday of it was insanely packed. Yeah. Friday was easy. I met Nick Castle, the OG Michael Myers from 1978.
Stamped.
Met Dick Wayland, Roy Burns.
Shout out Roy Burns,
from Friday the 13th, Part 5.
He got a shout out a couple episodes ago during the 81 horror episode.
But yeah, I got to meet them and then came across this gem right here to go ahead to get the Teen Wolf mention of the episode.
Dude, we needed a Teen Wolf mention, and look what my boy Tony got. Shout out Mark Holton, Chubbs. You see that amazing photograph that was signed by Chubby himself?
Yes. Yeah, I saw it. It was an instant pickup.
So you said that that he wasn't there. They were just like pre-signed.
Yeah, a guy there had a booth set up with a bunch of pre-signed autographs and everything like that. And I saw, what was it, the Gacy movie that he did? Yeah. And everything. There was a few, and I was like, "Do you have a Teen Wolf autograph?" And he instantly said, "Well, Michael J. Fox." I was like, "No, I need Chubbs.
Yeah. We don't want to mess around with that.
And then he's like,
D-list.
"Oh yeah, I have him down there in the corner," and they was just sitting there, and it was meant to be, man.
Well, I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, that's gonna go on the Teen Wolf Shrine. But let's get into these underrated movies, man. Why don't you start it off?
Okay, I'll start it off. Well, let's go with a little lighthearted one. I'll start one off with an underrated comedy to me that's a newer comedy, which is Due Date, starring Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, that's a great one. Pretty much a modern version of Planes, Trains.
Exactly what I was fixing to say.
My bad. Go ahead.
But yeah, it's a modern day telling of planes, trains, automobiles.
Yeah.
Just Zach Galifianakis is at his best. I like him better in this one better than The Hangover.
Oh, he's great in this, yeah.
Robert Downey, just the complete opposites of each other. And, of course, Zach Galifianakis gets him kicked off the flight, and then they have to travel cross-country with each other, and hilarity ensues.
Oh, it's great, man. Zach Galifianakis is hilarious, and Robert Downey and him have such a great, like,
chemistry.
Back and forth in that movie. And I don't know. I love that movie. I don't think that's my favorite Zach Galifianakis comedic performance.
Oh no!
Campaign is,
yeah,
but just because Marty Huggins is amazing.
And him and Will Ferrell together is just
but
it's hard to beat.
It's almost as good. Like
because you get the dry humor out of Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
and then you get the insane stuff out of Zach Galifianakis, and you get our boy Danny McBride that makes an appearance in that movie.
Danny
as well.
McBride, somebody going to Chili's or something.
Yeah, he's the Western Union employee in the wheelchair and everything. Beats the hell out of him with the nightclub. So yeah, that's you don't hear many people talking about, especially when it comes to Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr. movies. You don't. I never hear anybody bring up Due Date.
No, it kind of just gets lost in the show, and it's hilarious. That's a good one.
It's so great, especially the scene when they're at the overnight parking, or the what do they call them on the interstates here? Rest areas.
Yeah.
And the dog's in the back seat, and he's just let him finish.
Oh yeah. That's great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Due Date's a good one. I'll throw a comedy out there since you said that one. I'm going to go with, it came out in 2011. I love this movie. I've done like a little review short of it on the channel. 30 Minutes or Less.
Oh, yeah.
Ruben Fleischer directed it. Same guy that directed Zombieland. You got Nick Swartzen. You got Danny McBride.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You got Jesse Eisenberg.
Yes.
You got Aziz Ansari. That movie is so funny, bro. Just off of Danny McBride and Nick Swartzen's characters alone, because have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it once, but yes, it's hilarious. Them two, yeah.
So basically, Jesse Eisenberg's a pizza delivery guy, and then he gets duped, like basically forced to rob a bank.
Yes. For
Danny McBride and Nick Swartzen's characters, and Aziz is like his best friend. But dude, it's so funny.
Nick Swartzen's so slept on.
Oh, Nick Swartzen's my favorite. Like he's my favorite. One of my favorite as far as like. Just as far as funny, like there's not many people in the world to me funnier than Nick Swartzen.
Oh, so
just
great.
Whether it's stand up, movies, just him talking, like he's hilarious, bro. And that movie is awesome. But it's one that I feel like doesn't ever get talked about.
Yeah.
And but yeah, 30 Minutes or Less for sure.
Well, keeping with Nick Swartzen, then you got the whole Happy Madison crew in one that I think it's highly underrated with Grandma's Boy.
Oh yeah.
I think it's underrated because you have everybody but Sandler in that, and probably David Spade out of the Happy Madison crew.
Yep.
You have everybody in that one except for Sandler and Schneider, pretty much.
Yeah, and I love that movie.
Oh, so great.
And the thing about that movie is, I've listened to Swartzen because anytime he's on somebody's podcast, I watch every time. He was talking about that movie, and originally I think Sandler approached him to rewrite that movie as an R comedy because it was like a PG-13 comedy.
Yeah.
And then Nick Swartzen and then whoever the other guys that wrote rewrote it as like an R-rated comedy.
Was it the guy that plays Dante in it with the monkey and everything?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Ain't he one of the
I think it may be him and the main guy.
Okay.
And the guy, the main dude that's in all of Sandler's movies. But that movie is hilarious.
It's
bro.
so great. It's so slept on. But
It's definitely slept on.
It's only got a DVD release. It doesn't have a Blu-ray, and
Which is crazy.
Yeah, because it's a Happy Madison production and everything. But once again, it's so slept on. I love Grandma's Boy.
No, Grandma's Boy's great. I guess we can just stick with comedies because I got 3 of them for comedies right now.
Yeah, I got a couple more to go with.
So another one that I think is great, and this is a Seth Rogen one, but it's not the one. If somebody said, "What are your favorite Seth Rogen ones?" Everybody names Knocked Up.
Oh yeah.
Everybody names
Pineapple Express.
Everybody will name Superbad, even though he's just a cop in that movie. I think Zack and Miri Make a Porno is so fucking funny.
Oh, it's
bro.
great.
And it's so underrated. Or Zack and Miri, they had to take the Make a Porno part off. But Kevin Smith directed that one, which I think Kevin Smith's a dope director. I don't love his movies.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite one. And Mallrats.
Yeah, so Clerks, never could get on board with Clerks. I watched it multiple times trying to like it. I remember liking Mallrats okay.
Yeah, I like Mallrats.
Dogma, I watched once, just couldn't really get into that. Red State is crazy. Tusk is a weird one. Have you seen Red State?
I've never seen that one.
You gotta watch Red State, bro. It's on my Vudu.
Okay.
It is not your Kevin Smith normal.
Really?
No, bro. Well, yeah, but we're not talking about Red State. That could be on this list too, as for underrated movies. But Zack and Miri's hilarious, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's when Seth Rogen was at the height of his fun. This was 2008, which was around the time I Knocked Up and Pineapple Express.
And what's the chick what's her name?
Elizabeth Banks.
Yes, Elizabeth
who directed Cocaine Bear.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
I think she's legit married to Judd Apatow, ain't she?
No, you're thinking of the girl from the movie that you got listed.
Yeah.
on your
Okay.
list.
Yeah. I'm totally wrong on that one.
Yeah,
totally
but
wrong.
but yeah, Zack and Miri's great, man. And you get Jason Mewes,
Yes.
Jazz Silent Bob, who's hilarious in it.
And you get
Craig. You get lots of T.I. double D. Woo.
Hey, we're not just spelling bee
double
here.
T.I.E.S.
Pope Pimp.
Yeah, Pope Pimp. You get Craig Robinson, who's always great.
Oh God, greatness.
But yeah, man, Zack and Miri slept on for sure, underrated.
Well, talking about the one that I was the chick. What's her name from?
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
Everybody, when it comes to Judd Apatow movies, I think This Is 40 is super slept on out of all his.
Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite ones. People think I'm crazy when I say that because they're like, "What?"
And it's so relatable.
No, it
is.
It is.
With Paul Rudd and
Leslie Mann.
Leslie Mann,
who is the one? That's who's married to Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
The girls in that movie are her and Judd Apatow's daughter.
Yeah. It's so great, and
Yeah.
I love Knocked Up. Knocked Up is great, but I think This Is 40. They don't classify it as a sequel.
But it basically is
and
because
everything.
they're all the same character. Well, not all of them, but some of the same characters are in it, and it's great, dude. And the thing about that movie that's hilarious too, that a lot of people forget about, is Melissa McCarthy.
Oh yeah.
When that whole at the school and shit, that scene, Paul Rudd, is hilarious, man.
Oh, greatness! I've got Paul Rudd as in Role Models as well as an underrated comedy.
Yeah, for sure. There was one that I could put in there from Paul Rudd with me, but it's I Love You, Man is another one that I think is amazing. Paul Rudd and Jason Segel is a great one.
Shout out Paul Rudd.
No, Paul Rudd's the man.
He was great in Friends too.
Yeah, bro. Remember him being in Clueless? That's when he wasn't. He was he wasn't funny at all. His character wasn't.
I always thought I was hoping that him and Phoebe would always get married in Friends.
Oh yeah, shout out Phoebe. I guess the last one I can name on as far as comedies go would be one that I loved, and it seems to be even when I looked it up, it was getting listed in underrated categories, so that's why I listed it on here. What About Bob?
Okay,
that movie's great, dude.
It's great. Bill Murray,
Richard Dreyfuss, dude. Bill Murray's so funny and so annoying at the same time.
How great would it be to have that lake house, though?
Lake Winnipesaukee, dude.
Man,
1991, and that's another one that I grew up with in my grandparents' house. They loved that movie, and they had it recorded or whatever. So I watched it. I grew up with it. I don't even know. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the child.
I think we briefly just ran over
it because I had it listed. But it's a bang. It's a banger from good old fashioned.
Who directed it? I don't even know who directed that one.
Let me look.
But the T-shirts that Bill Murray wears in that movie are great.
Don't hassle me. I'm local, dude.
But I'll sneak one more. My last comedy that I had in there was another Zach Galifianakis one. Is Masterminds.
Oh,
that is
yeah,
super
okay.
slept on of his
Yeah.
as well, and it has the chick from Saturday Night Live, and it has Kristen Wiig in it,
Kristen
of course.
Wiig, yeah.
But then the blonde hair, she was in the Ghostbusters remake.
Oh, God.
with the girls.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't remember her
Yeah,
name.
but dude, the whole photography when they take their wedding pictures.
Oh, dude. Those still to this day are
Greatness, just absolutely. And he wears a Phantom of the Opera outfit for their wedding pictures.
he definitely does.
But yeah, Masterminds is a sneaky one. If you've never seen that one, just another Zach Galifianakis character and it's based on a true story, I believe.
Is it really?
Yes, like
I didn't know that.
They actually, I'm pretty sure, which we are known to spit out false facts on this show.
Us?
Yeah,
No.
false facts do come out every now and then for this show.
No.
But I'm pretty sure that it's based on events of a true story.
So Frank Oz is who directed What About Bob? He's the same guy who directed Little Shop of Horrors. He directed Bowfinger, The Score with Robert De Niro. That's who directed What About Bob.
I got you. I would have never guessed that guy.
I remember the name, but I can't. He's more of an actor than a director, it says.
Yeah, I got you.
Speaking of director, shout out Chance.
Yeah, the director of all directors in this place.
And shout out to Squizzles for the mics and the arms.
Yeah,
we
615, the executive producer of this.
Yeah, so let's see. You got any more comedies you want to talk about?
No, that's it of my comedies. Let's see. We barely went by Role Models, but yeah, Role Models is one that I think that's super slept on with McLovin and Paul Rudd and Stifler. I can't think of what Stifler.
Sean William Scott. Yeah,
Sean William Scott.
That one is great when they do like the whole
and the little
reenactment stuff. Like that's what they're all into.
Oh yeah,
it's not Dungeons.
I forget
and Dragons,
what it's
but
called. LARPing. That's what it is. I know that it's called. I've never done it, but it's called LARPing.
I LARP before I came here tonight. Actually,
You got a foam sword out in the truck?
I do. I got a couple of foam swords.
Man,
Shout out to Role Models. I've got one sci-fi listed.
Go sci-fi.
It's pretty much the one that we always talk about.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Fire in the Sky.
Super.
One of the scariest movies I've ever watched.
Yes, as a kid, I remember seeing that movie and absolutely terrified me.
Dude,
it still to this day does.
Still to this day. Chance, have you seen Fire in the Sky?
Oh my gosh, and it's based on true events as well.
It is, and the
terrifying.
scene of this movie. I'll see if I can find a picture from the scene.
The aliens are the most terrifying aliens in, other than was it VHS 3 or 2? Is it 2? Yeah,
VHS
VHS 2.
VHS 2.
Those aliens and the aliens from Fire in the Sky. I can close my eyes right now and I just see them and I just.
And you know what's crazy about that movie? The scariest scene to me is not even the scenes with the aliens. The scariest scene to me is when it's pouring down rain, it's dark, there's that music playing, and they're looking for the main dude.
Oh, and they find him.
And they find him. They pull up on his lights.
Position.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
That's what sticks with me the most about that movie. I don't know why. The movie's terrifying. But yeah, I just feel like it was such a well-made alien movie. It didn't look cheesy.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it just didn't look cornball because it's very hard to make alien movies, alien abduction movies.
Yeah.
That look scary to me.
And I as a kid seeing that one, my bed was next to the window, and it always felt like one of those damn aliens was like peeking through my window at me.
Yeah. And you got the dude that's in it, the same dude from Terminator too.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't point it. I know it. Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
It is.
Yeah. So the dude I'm talking about in obviously DB Sweeney's the main guy.
Yeah.
Which he's been in some baseball movies too, which was funny when we were going back watching baseball movies. I think he was in some of the. He was the coach. He was the coach of one of the teams. I want to say in hardball. He was the coach of that team that they were playing.
I'll have to go back and watch that now.
I remember seeing him in that, but the guy I'm talking about is Robert Patrick.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Craig Sheffer's in it, who's from The Program.
Yes.
Which is a movie we've talked about on here. But yeah, Fire in the Sky is.
Yeah, I don't want to be a logger after cutting down trees out in the forest after watching that movie.
No, man.
Yeah. Well, since you got a sci-fi one, I'll throw a sci-fi one out there too that I think's underrated because it came out and then not really many people talk about, and that's Arrival.
Oh yeah.
With God, I can't even think of what her name is, but with and Jeremy Renner in it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a great alien movie to me. That
for sure.
It got a bunch of praise when it first came out, but now you don't really hear many people bring that one up anymore.
No, I feel like that one, and yeah, that's definitely one.
What's her name from the? It's from. That's gonna bug me from the Notebook.
Amy Adams.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
Amy Adams.
yeah.
Thank you. Oh, it was right there on the tip of my tongue.
On the tip of your tongue.
Couldn't get it out. But Arrival is a super slept on one.
Those noises that they make.
Yeah.
Like that noise that they make.
It's not.
It's just.
And all the aliens look like it's just a bunch of ink blots.
Yeah, but they still did it.
Very effective.
Yeah. So you want to get into some action?
Yeah, let's do. Oh yeah, I'm all about the action movies.
Well, so
I've got a list of underrated action movies.
I put this in action, but it's more a cop drama. But I just put it in action because it's like 2003. Kurt Russell, Ving Rhames, Dark Blue. Bruh.
You've talked about that movie.
Dark Blue.
Many
I just added it
times.
to my voodoo. You're going to have to watch it, dog.
I've never seen it.
It is so fire, bro. It's such a good movie. And it's came. I remember it came. I saw it in the theater. I think me and Skeggs went and saw it, like when it came out in 2003. And it's so good for like a cop drama, like suspense movie. It's A1, dog.
It's one that you've always brought up that I've just been too lazy to watch. But now I'll seriously have to watch.
No, you definitely need to. Kurt Russell's. I got another one from Kurt Russell in here in my underrated, like that would fit into that same. It's not cop, but it's like drama, suspense, action. But Dark Blue, you got to check Dark Blue out.
Oh yeah, that's on the list.
It's one that slept on for sure.
Well, I'll throw out there Denzel. When you think of Denzel, you think of Training Day and American Gangster, all that stuff. But one of my a slept on one for Denzel for me is Man on Fire.
Oh, bro.
You get Mark Anthony in that one as the dad that turns out that he got his own daughter kidnapped.
Yep.
You little bailamos, let the rhythm take you. No, hold on, that's it. I think that's Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah, that's definitely not Mark Anthony.
Is it? Yeah, I think I got the wrong singer. What did Mark Anthony sing? I forget. But he was married to Jennifer Lopez.
That's what he sang.
Yeah, he was married to Jennifer Lopez.
He sang up in that.
But Man on Fire, super. You get Christopher Walken in Man on Fire.
I got a fever.
It's not cowbell. It's chopping a dude's fingers off with a cigar cutter and then burning them with a cigarette lighter.
God,
to cauterize them.
So aggressive.
Yeah, I use the word cauterize.
Yeah, well, dude, Chris, that movie's great. I need to rewatch that one too. It's one, and what's crazy is I have a Denzel Washington movie that I'm fixing to talk about, and I'm glad it's not that one. It's a different one. But Man on Fire, I need to rewatch for sure.
So good, and it's because it's based down in Mexico, but it's got a gritty. How it's shot is very gritty. Yeah, I love Man on Fire and Denzel. Oh man,
04 Denzel, and you got and Dakota Fanning was a youngster.
Yeah. She's the main little girl in that one. But man,
Tony Scott directed that one.
He gets such revenge on these guys, and it's so great, so great. But that one scene when they're sitting in the car overlooking like the village, and he's got the guy in there, and he's just clipping fingers off one at a time, and
just getting them gone, dude.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, man. So that came out in 04. I got one from Denzel that's on my underrated list that I talk about all the time, and I know you co-signed this, from a year prior with him and Sanaa Lathan, Out of Time.
Oh, yes. That's a super good one.
Out of Time is a great Denzel Washington action suspense movie, and it's just one that I got two Denzel ones on here. I got one in the drama as well, but there's a few more of his that I think are slept on. But Out of Time 100% is.
Ain't Eva Longoria in that one too?
Yes, or Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes.
Dean Cain.
Superman.
MTV fame and Superman. Was it CW?
Lois and Clark. I think that was
Lois
the show
and
that
Clark,
he was on.
yeah. That was
Dean
great.
Cain.
They went on a great expedition too. I think.
That was Lewis.
Oh, Lewis.
Not the Oregon Trail, but Lewis and Clark.
Oh my God, I got dysentery. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, go ahead, man. I fuck up everything.
What happened?
No, I said Lois and Clark. I'm keeping it all in too. Fuck y'all.
Okay, since we'll stay here in action, a super underrated movie. I'm a huge Gerard Butler fan, and I think these action movies, we're supposed to be getting a fourth one here soon.
Oh yeah.
But the Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and Angel Has Fallen series are so great, especially if you're an action movie fan. It calls back to the old days. It's not much of a story. It's just straight to action. Gerard Butler is kicking ass the whole time. You got Morgan Freeman as the president of the United States. Yeah, the first one takes place. Bad guys take over the White House. Second one, no. Yeah, Aaron Eckhart plays the president, and then I think Morgan Freeman becomes the president in the third one. Spoiler alert. But
spoiler alert.
The second one, of course, is called London Has Fallen. They're over in London and everything. But to me, the most action-packed one is probably London Has Fallen. It's super, super underrated as an action movie.
Yeah, I like all three of those. I've seen all three of them once, and I think all of them are fun. Like they're just good.
I'm a huge Gerard Butler fan. He's on my list a couple times, and
I need to see Plane.
I still need to watch that one. I've heard it's another.
When it gets cheap, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, it's just he knows what he's doing when he takes on these action roles. And he's got another one coming out this summer that looks awesome too.
What's the one that came out last year that was really dope? The green, the one.
Greenland. That was the drama one. That's on my list. It's,
okay. Go ahead. You want to talk about that one too?
We'll just slap Greenland, where he's the architect and the asteroids coming to hit
into
the
the
Earth.
world type shit.
Into the world type stuff, man. Some of the scenes in that movie just catch you in the feels, especially when they're leaving the neighborhood and the family's like, take my child, at least take my child with you.
Because think about how I was about to sneeze. Think about how crazy that would be if it was real life. Like,
oh yeah.
That's how it would
especially
be.
when he was sitting in that room and he gets a phone call and it's like, you and your family have to leave now and you have to leave everything else behind you.
Yeah. And
man, it's super underrated. It's one of my favorite disaster type movies out there, and I think it's just super underrated.
No, for sure. I got one for you. 2018. I think this movie was super fire, and I've watched it. I think we probably watched it on a hangout, but I watched it multiple times. Upgrade.
Oh yeah.
Upgrade. I think is a really dope one, and it was talked about, but it wasn't. I don't know. I just don't feel like it was all the way out there, and that may just have been because it wasn't. They didn't have a big budget for it or whatever. But I love that movie.
Yeah, it's great.
It's got some like the whole vibe of it's cool.
It's paced really well.
Yeah, like the action in it is dope, and the main dude in it, he was in Prometheus too. What was the dude's name? Logan Marshall.
Yeah,
Logan Marshall's the guy that plays the main guy in Upgrade. But Upgrade's one that I feel like it got a little bit of talk like when it came out, and then you don't ever hear anybody bringing it up anymore.
No.
But I think that's one
that's a common theme with most of these movies and everything. Yeah. When they first come out, everybody's all about them, and then you don't hear it. That's what makes me think that they're in that underrated category.
For sure.
Because, of course, everybody's going to talk about it when they first come out, but it's just – and then they kind of just, like, disappear.
Yeah.
Kind of like another one of our favorites that we've watched multiple times together is 13 Hours.
Oh, great.
Absolutely incredible
John
movie.
Krasinski
in that one. It's the first time you see John Krasinski outside of being Jim.
Yep. Because it was before Quiet Place. Yep.
And he is a total badass. And
yeah, for sure.
It's based on the true events of Benghazi and all that stuff. And it's just, man, it's some of the scenes of that are just absolutely heartbreaking. But the action scenes are some of the best filmed action scenes because it takes place at night, and it's for a handful of guys to take on an army, and just it's incredible.
No, for sure.
The music's done really well in it. Like I said, it gets you emotionally because you know the events that took place, where everything that happened is shit that really happened.
No, for sure.
13 Hours is super slept on.
I got one. This is an old one, and I put it on this underrated list because I feel like from this particular director, this is the one that nobody really gives the love, and I love it. Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah.
John Carpenter, 1976. I love that movie, man. I love the score of that movie. I love the story. I love the whole vibe of it. It's a basic story, and it's dated, obviously, because it's fucking 50 years old almost.
Love the score to that one.
Yeah, it's so good, man. And I just feel like with I put it in the underrated category because when you talk Carpenter movies, it just doesn't get talked about.
No.
Because it was I mean, it was one of his first ones, if not.
Yeah, late 70s, early.
Yeah, but like because
it was before Halloween, correct?
No, for sure. It was 76. Halloween was 78. So you had Halloween, you had Fog, you had all these John Carpenter films that I love. But like Assault on Precinct 13, I feel like kind of gets like underneath there.
It gets pushed to the back burner.
People talk about They Live all the time, Escape from New York. Those get talked about. Big Trouble. You know, but I feel like Assault on Precinct 13 doesn't, and it may just be because it was an earlier movie of his, but really love that one.
Well, I'll go into my boy Donnie Yen. He's getting a lot of love right now because he was in the new John Wick movie. But Donnie Yen is one of my favorite martial arts, kung fu movie actors, and the Ip Man franchise is super, super slept on. Yeah. I'm hoping that he gets the appreciation that he deserves because he's an amazing actor, but he's an amazing martial artist as well. You got 4 movies in the Ip Man franchise, and the first 2 are just absolute epic. And then you get Mike Tyson in the third one. You get a fight scene between Donnie Yen and Mike Tyson. What more can you ask for?
Fire.
He choreographs all his own fight scenes. It's shot beautifully.
Yeah.
You have to watch it with subtitles, of course, which
I do that anyways.
I watch everything with subtitles now.
Hangouts did ruin that for us. Like 7, 8 years ago when we started doing Hangouts, I haven't watched a movie if I don't have subtitles. I
watch my TV shows with subtitles now. Yeah. It's like it's. I don't even really. They're just part of the picture with me.
It's just part of it with me. Yeah. So the Ip Man, I need to watch the. I watched the first Ip Man. I have the collection on Vudu, so I just need to go through them and watch them.
Definitely, dude. It's like I said, the cinematography in it's great. The first 2, I think they're set in like their 20s, I believe, and everything. But man, if you're a martial arts kung fu movie fan, they got to be on the must list for you. So well done.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's see. I got a list of hard, but I'm not going to name them. We're going to save them for. Yeah. But I do have 2 that I would want to throw out there. One of them is one that I've talked about being underrated multiple times, and that's As Above, So Below.
Have you seen that one? Yes, dude.
2014.
So creepy
as shit. Found footage style, claustrophobic horror about these caves. That's all I want to say. Because I don't.
The catacombs of Paris.
Right? Yeah. It's very, very, very effective, and it's one that I got whenever it dropped. It was during the trade and saves probably.
Yeah.
But it is so dope, and I've watched it multiple times, and it still holds up.
Gives that claustrophobic feel. Big
no,
time.
For sure.
Sorry.
Shout out to the car behind us. It just is what it is.
It caught me by surprise right there.
Yeah, Maggie Moo ice cream's closing.
But just the claustrophobic feel of that one. There's no way in hell you would catch me down. Why would you sign yourself up? Hey, let's go down here into the sewers underneath Paris. Does that sound like a good idea to you? Good times.
Good times. Yeah, but
no way in hell I would do that.
No. Great movie. I need to check that one out. I don't know if it's on streaming platforms, but if you haven't seen it, As Above, So Below from 2014, you need to check that one out for sure. Mm-mm. And one other one I'll talk about just to give, and then we'll get off of the horror stuff because then we can go to whatever's left. I want to talk about this one, and then this is one I know you'll co-sign. Anthology film, Southbound.
Oh man, yes.
2015.
Yes.
Now I love the VHS. I love VHS 1 and 2. VHS Viral was dog shit. VHS 94 was okay.
Yeah,
I haven't even watched all of 99. I need to watch it. I know it's on Shudder. But this horror anthology was so well done, dude.
So well done. I like how this one ties itself all in together.
Yeah,
probably one of the best out of the anthology movies.
No, for sure. I think it does a great job. And it was back when Best Buy, when I first started working at Best Buy in 2015, and they were getting those random horror DVDs from like independent companies that would just pop up in the stores. And it didn't even get a Blu-ray. It was just a standard DVD. And I bought it one night, and I was like,
where the hell did this come from?
Where did this come from? Because there was the hit and misses with those. I mean, but that was definitely one that still holds up, and we've watched it multiple times.
Yeah.
And as far as anthology horror,
it's up there on the list.
Yeah, it's up there in the tops with us. But I put it on here because it just doesn't get talked about because it didn't have no big budget or nothing. But you wouldn't have been able to tell.
No, I wouldn't have ever found out about it until you watched it that time and told me and Jordan about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But one I'll throw in there and kind of in that horror action genre would be Cobra.
Oh, yeah, Stallone cheese for sure.
It's probably one of Stallone's least talked about ones.
Yeah. Shout out to that old pizza he was eating in the car.
Oh, my God. Cutting it up with scissors. The car was a badass. But he walks around with a pistol on it, like in the front of his waistband the whole movie. I don't see how he sits in the car without shooting his leg off.
That opening scene at the store.
Chewing on a match. Just
Dude.
No fucks given.
No, for sure. And Cobra is that a canon?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's right there in the. It's I think 88 with that one. So it's right there in the canon craze. Say that 3 times fast, but you kind of with the main bad guy. He's been in a bunch of stuff. You know him if you saw him, but the knife that he uses, and I think Brigitte Nielsen is in that one. That's probably when Stallone and her were canoodling with each other. But yeah, it's the best of both worlds. You get the horror elements out of it with him being a serial killer, which is he's a slasher in it, and then you get Stallone action out of it.
No, for sure. Cobra's great, dude.
Love it. And a great soundtrack to it, too.
Yeah, it's definitely one that is of Stallone, especially of Stallone's.
Angel in the city.
Oh, them vocals, dude.
In the city.
You know what I'm talking. And this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it.
Say it.
The first movie that I listed on horror was Brain Scan. Obviously, it's very underrated. But I don't have to go into that again. We've already talked about Brain Scan. But that's a no-brainer, no pun intended. But there's a whole list of movies that we can do, and I think that would be fun to bring like The Viz in on or something.
Oh yeah,
like towards October. Maybe if we can batch record.
Oh yeah,
2 or 3 for like the month of October.
We need to do that one.
Flicks month or something.
Yeah, and then do that one and the horror ones that are so bad that are so bad so good because we got a list of those that are magical.
Yeah. So what do you got? You just got like dramas and suspenses.
Well, I've got I'll take one that came through off of Netflix with Chris Hemsworth. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it's Extraction.
Oh, great action movie.
Oh my gosh, and how that movie was shot, and we're getting a sequel to it.
I was going to say there's a sequel that got announced or is fixing to come out or something.
That is because whenever you think of Chris Hemsworth, you automatically think Thor in the Marvel movies. And this is a role that is totally opposite of Thor, and he's a fucking badass. I want more of Chris Hemsworth in these kind of roles than playing in the Marvel universe.
The Marvel universe can fuck off for all I care. I mean, at this point,
because the one chase scene where he's driving the car, I think there was a one. No, I'm probably stepping over my boundaries here, but the way they shot that. I was going to say that it was like a one-shot deal, but I'm pulling that
just
straight
say
out.
it. Stand on it, dude.
I'm not standing on it because it's probably false.
It doesn't matter.
But how they shot
it doesn't have to be
how
true.
they shot that chase scene with the camera facing the behind out of the rear window of the car and the front of the car was fucking amazing.
No, for sure.
And like I said, just everything with Chris Hemsworth in it was fucking phenomenal too because he's a fucking badass in that one.
No, absolutely.
And it's super slow. It came on. It premiered on Netflix, and then kind of just. I don't know if it's because it doesn't have a physical copy. Maybe?
I think that has something to do with it. That and the theatrical releases. Like even though they're not like doing Netflix only, as huge as Netflix is, it still limits it to Netflix only.
Yeah.
So like, while that movie to me is just as fire of an action film as like John Wick's are.
Yeah.
But John Wick's are everybody. You could ask 100 people. 100 people are going to know what John Wick is. You ask 100 people about Extraction, they're going to be like,
yeah, exactly.
You know
I totally.
But it's because John Wick is everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's just as good of an action movie, if not maybe better to some people.
Well, I mean, another Netflix one that we could pop in there is Triple Frontier with Ben Affleck, Charlie Hunnam. It was right there where that
was a solid one. Yeah, I remember that one.
I think that one's super slept on.
And it was another one that just kind of came and went because
it was a Netflix original. Yeah. And I think it was maybe early in the Netflix when they started pumping out some
Probably
movies
so, yeah.
and everything. But I think that one's super slept on because there's some mercenaries that go do their thing over in another country and then shit hits the fan. But it was really well shot, scores really good, and a great cast to it as well.
No, for sure. I got one for you. I think you've seen this one. This movie's great. I don't know what you'd put it in. It's got comedy. It's suspenseful. It's got some drama in it. You could, I'll just say, Blind Spotting, 2018. Did you ever watch that one?
I've never seen that one.
Bro, Jordan put me up on game with Blind Spotting.
Oh yeah, no.
I
I've had seen
watched-
that.
I thought we watched that together.
It's from the same director as Good Time.
Let me look and see.
No, I'm thinking of that's one of the Fertitta brothers that did Good Time and did the Uncut Gems and all that.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I have seen Blind Spotting that one time. But yes, it's got all the best of everything in it.
No, yeah, and Blind Spotting is fire, dude. Like
Unknown cast in that one.
unknown cast. You had Rafael Casal and David Diggs. They're the two main guys in it.
I've only seen this one once.
But, dude, so while on probation, a man begins to reevaluate his relationship with his volatile best friend. So basically, one dude's trying to get his life right, the other one's still fucking off, and it's about them trying that, and they're like good friends. But it's so dope, bro. The scoring, it's dope. The acting, the way that it was shot, and these are like, we can sit here and look at the budget on it. I'm sure it wasn't that.
It had to be a low budget one.
It doesn't even tell the budget. It just says
Probably
opening
'cause it's
weekend,
not-
$340,000. It grossed $4 million. It doesn't even say what the budget was. That's what I'm saying. But you would never know. It's such a good movie. If you haven't seen Blind Spotting, check it out. It's like it's got a little bit of everything in it.
Yeah, it just meshes everything. You get a little bit of, like you said, the comedy. You get a little bit of the hood movie in it.
It pulls on your heartstrings.
It pulls on the heartstrings. It just covers all the bases.
Yeah, it's great, man.
It hits a home run.
Yeah, for sure. Cha-ching.
Out of here.
But yeah, Blind Spotting, man. Shout out.
Well, another one with our boy has Miles Teller in it, and oh my gosh, now I'm going completely.
Jonah Hill.
No, it's the movie's Only the Brave, but has Miles Teller with the firefighters.
Oh, Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
That's,
Bran from Goonies.
yeah. And what else? What is he? Thanos in the Marvel movies?
And what was that fucking movie I bought on eBay drunk one night for like $4?
Oh,
Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex.
Oh shit, dude.
It has Megan Fox in it though. Shout out Megan Fox.
But
Only the Brave, man. Whether the wildlife or the wildlife firefighters.
No, that's a great movie, dude. Yeah,
super slept on it. That it's another one based on true events, and going into the movie, I read up of what happened and everything, so you know what's going to happen, but it still doesn't. I get what am I trying to say? It doesn't deplete the fact that you're still going to bawl your eyes out.
No, it's
because it's a heartbreaking situation. What happens?
Yeah,
for what they're doing and everything.
Yeah, that's a good one though. That was a good one.
It's really, really well done. I couldn't imagine having to shoot that movie in those conditions with fires around you. And
oh God,
being out in the desert.
Yeah. The blackest eye.
I'd have to have a bunch of Gold Bond medicated powder.
God, crotch rot city, dude.
Chafing going on.
Chafery, complete chafery. I got another one for you. This is Uncle Kurt Russell again.
Okay.
I talked about Dark Blue from 03, but there's one from 97, and I just rewatched it today. Mel had never seen it. Breakdown.
Oh man,
such a fire ass suspense thriller.
Absolute terrifying.
Kurt Russell and his wife are just driving through the desert. Like I don't even know exactly where it's at. Then this dude starts fucking with them. Their car messes up. An 18-wheeler says he'll take his wife to the gas station, use a payphone.
Yeah.
She disappears, and that's the movie. He's trying to find her. The guy that plays the truck driver in that's played in Blue Chips. He's been in a lot of stuff. But he always played a villain and everything. But that movie's so dope. And it's one that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
He was doing he did a few of those. He did Breakdown in '97. He did Executive Decision.
Yep.
He did Soldier.
Oh,
all those were kind of in that same 3-4 year span. That
what was the sci-fi one where they went to like the pyramids and stuff? Stargate.
He did Poseidon.
Yeah,
he did that. Like that was a few years later. It was like 05, 06, I think, was the Poseidon. But yeah, man, if you want a good like suspense thriller,
just terrifying. That movie is just
it was. Man.
That's like one of my worst fears ever. Is just which I would not want to make a cross country trip with. Driving across the country with the family, just for that reason in general, is just what the hell do you do if your car breaks down?
Oh man,
you're screwed.
No, for sure.
And if you're like in the middle of the desert nowadays it's probably not as bad. But there's some parts in the U.S. You could go miles and miles and miles and not come across anybody.
No, for sure. That's how it was in that movie. But yeah, it's like that abandoned vibe to it. But yeah, Breakdown's super dope, dude. And nobody ever talked about it. I felt like.
Well, I got one with Tom Hardy. I think that's slept on with him. Is Warrior. That's super underrated.
Oh yeah, Warrior's a great movie, dude. And you got Kurt Angle in that.
Yeah, and then you got Nick Nolte. You got Joel Edgerton's in that one. They play the brothers.
Yep.
And Nick Nolte's the dad.
Yeah, and that's kind of when I feel like that's kind of when Tom Hardy started getting in that bag. I mean, he had been in some. Because was Inception before that?
Probably around the same time and everything. But that one scene, the one fight where he comes just strolling in the ring and it lasts maybe 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Just absolute. Chance, have you ever seen Warrior? Oh, Chance, you'd love Warrior. Damn it, especially Chance. Being a huge MMA fan. It's right up your alley. And plus, like Chad said, Kurt Angle's in it.
So Inception was 2010 and Warrior was 2011.
Okay, so yeah, right there. Right. But yeah,
Lawless was 12. Dark Knight Rises.
That's another. I think that's another one that you could probably consider underrated with Tom Hardy is Lawless.
No, for sure. I mean, Lawless is great. We talked about Lawless a little bit in the gangster movie one.
Yeah, just briefly. But him and Shia LaBeouf in that one.
Yeah, movie. Jessica Chastain. That movie was fire, dude.
So good.
He's such a badass in that movie.
And it hardly says a man of few words in that movie, but makes it known. It's the same as in Warrior.
Yeah.
There's not much talking go. It's all action with Tom Hardy in Warrior, and just dude, whatever these muscles are right here between your neck and your shoulders, these things, they're so fucking big in that movie.
That's how mine are too.
Yeah, it's just a fucking monster in that movie. Terrifying. It's like a pit bull. He's just ready to be unleashed.
But yeah, man, those are Warrior's a great one. I got another one for you from 2013 that was one that me and Jordan picked up back in the day, and me and Mel have rewatched it a few times here recently. But The Way Back.
I've never seen that one.
It's a dope-ass movie, dude. Steve Carell's in it. He plays a complete tool in it. But Toni Collette from Hereditary, she's in it.
We haven't got that in a while.
Right? You got Sam Rockwell. He's the best.
I love Sam Rockwell.
He's the best. He
can do any kind of role, and is so likable as an actor.
For sure. Maya Rudolph's in it, the chick that's been in like Bridesmaids and stuff. But it's a really good movie. It's just like a character piece about this kid that's going with his mom, and Steve Carell's his mom's boyfriend. They're going to like this. They're like relatives for the summer, and he's an awkward kid, doesn't have any friends, and it's just basically about him trying to find his way. You know what I mean? Like during the summer that they're there. But it's really dope, dude. I think it's on Hulu.
Okay, is that what like he works at like an amusement park or something?
He works at a water park.
Okay,
Sam Rockwell gets him a job at a water park and kind of takes him under his wing because he sees that like he doesn't have any friends and stuff. But it's dope, bro. It's like it gives you vibes like something from like the 80s or 90s.
Oh, okay. So
but it was cool. But it was one that kind of came out and it didn't. You know, I don't know. To me, it feels underrated just because it doesn't get talked about.
Did it come out around the same time that Boyhood came out and stuff?
I want to say it was before Boyhood because Boyhood came out, and I want to say that was Richard Linklater too, by the way.
Yeah, I can't get that one.
No, but Boyhood is the year after that.
Oh, okay.
I tried watching Boyhood. It's just,
nah.
I mean, I respect people that liked it. I just couldn't.
I can respect the process that it took to make that movie.
Yeah, because it literally was over that however many years.
Yeah, that whole kid's childhood pretty much.
Yeah, but yeah, way back, man. I thought that was a dope one.
I'll throw one that gets really at the heartstrings. You said you've never seen it, and Chance has never seen it either, but it's 8 Seconds with Luke Perry. and our boy Biodome Baldwin's in that one.
Shout out to BB, baby. Biodome Baldwin, baby.
But he plays Lane Frost. He's he was a professional bull rider that got killed during a bull riding event and all that stuff. But it's pretty much tells the story of his life, played by Luke Perry. Catches in, you know what's going to happen, but it still catches you in the feels when that bull comes up behind him and hits him. But it's just, and then the emotional little part where Biodome Baldwin plays Tough Heaterman to win the Super Bowl of bull riding for him and all that stuff. But it's a great movie. Great soundtrack, too. Brooks and Dunn's in it.
Shout out to Kix Brooks. Shout out to Ronnie Dunn, two of the goddamn country music goats.
Goats of all time.
That ain't no way to go, you motherfucker.
Ain't no way to go.
You know what I'm saying?
Great stuff.
No,
don't catch us on a karaoke night and you're in trouble.
For sure, dude. I got a couple left. I only got like 2 left, maybe.
I got 1 or 2 left. So you go ahead with one.
Man, it's another Denzel movie, and I don't feel like it got talked about as much as a lot of his stuff did. And it's probably, I would say it's my favorite one. He Got Game.
Okay.
Spike Lee. I'm not really a fan of Spike Lee. I mean, I don't want to say I'm not a fan of Spike Lee. I don't just love Spike Lee movies like that. But I think this movie is so dope. And Denzel is not your normal Denzel in it. He's a fuck up. It's about him and his relationship with his son, Ray Allen's character, Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. Yeah.
And like that, it's about Ray Allen, but Denzel's just he's not even the main character per se, I guess. But I thought that movie's so dope, bro. I love
Afro's legendary in it.
It's legendary. You got the Jordan 13s in there.
Yes.
Which is classic. Ray Allen for him never being in any movies, I thought did a really good job. I just love the whole vibe of that movie. The soundtrack of that movie's dope. You got Public Enemy, doing a lot of the stuff on there. But overall, that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite Denzel movie, man. Training Day's like right there with it.
Yeah.
I love John Q. I love the Equalizer movies.
Oh, the Equalizer movies are great. Now, was Ray Allen in the league when they were filming that movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was. Oh, okay.
Because I want to say, no, I got it right here. Yeah. He Got Game was 98. Well, Ray Allen was. I mean, he was in the prime of his career in 98. I think he came in the league, but 3 or 4 years prior.
Okay.
But yeah, He Got Game. Man. I feel like it's an underrated gem from Denzel for sure.
Oh, it's super slept on. It's a great one. That's probably. I'm with you. I'm not a big Spike Lee movie fan, but that's probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's a totally different role than what you're seeing what you see out of Denzel, because you're used to seeing Denzel being the main guy. He's calm, cool, and collective, or just being the badass. And like you said, he's almost a degenerate.
No, for sure. I mean, he's a con. I mean, he's a con. He's a felon that's out on like parole or whatever, and like he's missed out on his son's life. His son don't want nothing to do with him, and he's just trying to pick up the pieces type shit.
Yeah.
But I love it, man.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I would throw out one that I'm a fan of that goes back to the martial arts realm and the kung fu movie. Behind horror movies, action movies are probably it for me. I love all kinds of action movies, but another one the main actor, his name is Tony Jaa, and it's called The Protector. Quentin Tarantino produced this one.
Yep.
The fight scenes and the choreography are the guy believes in no wire work. He likes to do all his own stunts, kind of like his hero was Jackie Chan. He looked up to him, but just look up some of the clips from this movie and you'll be mesmerized of the stuff that this little bitty dude is able to pull off. Yeah, it's just unbelievable action scenes. I totally. So if you never seen The Protector, definitely highly recommend that one. It's another one that you'll have to use subtitles on, but
you know how we roll.
Yeah,
you know how we roll with them subtitles. So I'm saving the best one of mine on my list that I feel like is the most underrated movie to me for the last one, I guess, on my list, because the horror ones we'll go into later. It came out in 95, and it's Sigourney Weaver and Harry Connick Jr. Copycat.
Oh, wow.
You've never seen it?
I've never even heard of it.
You see what I'm saying? Bro, I'm telling you. Copycat is so fucking fire, dog. It's about a bunch of copycat serial killers, and Sigourney Weaver is this lady that like suffers from agoraphobia from where she survived an attack from a copycat killer. Harry Connick Jr.'s character. He's in prison, but everybody's trying to reenact like copycat killings of all of these famous serial killers. And dude, it's so well done, dude. I love them.
I've never even heard of this.
Bro, you got to watch it. It's on my Vudu. It came out in '95. But Copycat is one of those ones that I don't even remember how I came across that one. It was.
Who did you say the main chick's in it?
Sigourney Weaver's in it. You got Holly Hunter's in it. Dermot Mulroney, who's actually in the new Scream. He's been in a lot of stuff. But it's just one that flew under the radar to, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I don't even remember how I came across that movie.
I've never even hit the mic. I've never even heard of that one.
But it had like a $20 million budget. It did like $30 million total, so it made its money back plus a little bit. But like, I just feel like for suspense thrillers, especially in the '90s, I don't know of many movies to me better than Copycat.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah, and you love this like the serial killers.
Yeah, sign me up.
It's on my Vudu, bro. You
I
have to
ask
watch
Melissa
it.
about that one too.
And the Blu-ray is like dirt, unless it's out of print now. It's like a $10 title.
All day.
It's a cat for sure.
Cats.
But speaking of cat, Copycat. Go fucking watch it, bitch.
But yeah, so that's underrated movies in our opinion for the non-horror.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that like I said, we could do a whole episode on just horror movies that are underrated. But I'm glad that we touched on a couple of them. But I think that was a good batch that we spoke at, and we're right there, close to time. I know we got a little bit of interruptions, but we'll cut all that stuff out in post. But like, I think that was a good. I thought we covered a good amount of titles though. Yeah,
and most definitely get down in the comments below and let us know of what your underrated movies are. Because hell, like I said, with the Copycat thing, I want to find out new movies that I've never even heard of or seen before. This is a fun way to find out about new movies.
I need to watch 8 Seconds too. I'm tripping.
Yeah,
I need to go watch.
So definitely leave it down in the comments down below and let us know what some of your underrated movies are.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and answer this question too. Like, we will be doing an overrated too.
Oh yeah.
At some point, that's going to piss so many people off.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to make some people mad.
But yeah, we don't even know what the next episode is going to be about. We'll talk about that off camera. But if y'all have not subscribed to the channel, be sure to do that. Be sure to subscribe to us on all the audio platforms that y'all use, whether it's Apple Podcast, Spotify, Googly, all that other stuff, Google's, YouTube.
Yeah, we post it on our stories on Instagram. All you got to do is hit that link tree and boom, you're there to listen to us or watch us.
For sure. And just stay tuned, man. We're going to keep growing this podcast, and then y'all just keep tuning in.
Once again, big shout out to Nixon Pro Media for letting us shoot in this studio. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. And Revolution One Pro Media. If it wasn't for Chance, the director, we wouldn't be in this studio as well. Big shout out to Squints. Big shout out to Trouble Spirits.
Absolutely.
We got big things on the horizons with everybody, so
tune in, baby. We're out of this motherfucker.
We out this motherfucker.
Peace. Bow.